Hey everyone, welcome back. So today's Sunday. I thought we would do a predictions video, see where the miners could be at the end of 2022 based on certain assumptions with Bitcoin price, hash rate increases, and things like that. There are other things that are out of my control. So sure, dilution is one thing that I can't control, obviously. Bitcoin price I can't control either. Same with the network hash rate. But I'm using some numbers here. We'll get into the numbers as well. But just know that this is just my wild guess estimates is where things could be by the end of the year. So as always, this is not financial advice, for entertainment only. Do your own research. Don't fall for scams, and spam posts get reported and deleted. So let's take a look at the numbers that I have here for my assumptions here. I may have to clear my voice a little bit throughout the time. Seems like I'm losing my voice a little bit. So I apologize for that if that happens. And also, I spent I don't know, probably about 7-8 hours putting this all together. So I hope you guys do enjoy it. If you do, obviously hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and then hit the notification bell as well. And share the heck out of this would help me out a lot. So, all right, let's get into the numbers. So I'm using the numbers here for 2022, January through December, and I'm using some assumptions here. So here are the assumptions. I'm assuming that Bitcoin price will be right around where it is right now for this quarter. And then we'll get an increase in April, May, June, but the average price will be around 65,000. And then for the third quarter, looking at around 75,000 average on Bitcoin price. And then Q4, we're looking at around 85,000, so we could reach 100,000. Obviously, this is I don't know if it's a wild assumption, but I think it's kind of a conservative assumption as far as where people think Bitcoin will be this year. It could go down to 20, 30,000. I just don't know. I'm going with a positive outlook on here and see where things take us. We could be in a bear market. We just don't know. So average hash rate, I'm using the average hash rate right now, which is around 173 million for the first quarter. And then I'm increasing it by 20% in the second quarter to 207 million. And then another increase in the third quarter by another 20% to 249 million. And then final increase here in for the fourth quarter to 299. So basically we're going up 50% increase or so in the increase in hash rate. I think we might be looking more towards 25, 30%. So I think this is kind of aggressive, but I think this kind of also helps us out bear a little bit of the huge price increase potential for this. So, okay. So keep that in mind as well. So let's take a look at the first one here, Argo. So Argo has 466 million shares out. Their current stock price is $1.14. I have them with these miners here already being installed, and then these here getting installed through August through December. And if we scroll down here, we can see that each month this is going to change. So if we look here at the end of Q4, we obviously have a price of 846 earning on the miners, and then we have 1090 here because the price of Bitcoin goes up, but the hash rate obviously also goes up. But then if we look here as well into July, we can see that we were at 1090 here at the end of Q2, and then beginning of Q3 we go down in price because obviously the price only went up so much in Bitcoin, but the hash rate has obviously increased more. So that's why you're seeing a decrease in the price here. Same thing is going to happen, I believe, in Q4 as well. As the hash rate increases, you're going to get a decrease in how much they're making as well. So this is going to be the same for all the miners. And this data that I'm using here for each month is also going to be in the videos where I do the analysis on the miners. We're going to get more detailed information basically per month instead of per quarter. So I think it's going to be more accurate going forward. So as you can see here, starting in August, we start getting the miners installed here, and it follows all the way through to December here. So with all those numbers being inputted, we get to these numbers over here. So I'm looking at Argo possibly making 202 million this year if all things line up like I had in my settings. Then I'm using the 75% discount from gross, basically net. I'm saying net income is 75% of gross, and we're using the price earnings multiple of 20 on all of these, so I'm not going to repeat it every time. I'm just going to say it here. So I'm getting a 651 share price on them, and then we're also taking it down 25% of that, 25% off to 488, which would be the low end, and then we'll also look at the high end on when we do the actual mining comparisons. So I'm looking anywhere from 651 to 488 on the low end, and then we can also obviously be up 25% higher from that as well. Okay, so Bitfarms, Bitfarms, we have all of these miners already installed here, currently operational that they have reported. We have all of these coming in February through December. And then we got these installed here. And then we got some more that have to be installed that haven't been installed yet in November and December. So those are getting installed in February and March. And then we have some of these here, 2022 delivery unknown. So I put them in here for the beginning of the year, but I just don't know when those are actually going to get installed this year. So with all those numbers being added in, we're looking at, oh, I almost forgot to start here. So shares outstanding for Bitfarms is 187 million. Current share price is 429. I have them possibly making 411 million if all things work out. Share price would be 32.95, and then obviously 25% discount from that would be 24.71 on it. Cleanspark has 41 million shares outstanding. Current price is 814. They have all of these miners here installed already. If you look at them here, so all of these here are installed. They still have these from February 22nd, from February to October to get installed, and then along here from February to here. And then we got some more here coming in as well from February to July 22. And then these were already installed that they got in here. So those are all numbers have been inputted in. So we're looking at possibly having Cleanspark make 326 million for the year with a share price of 118, using the price to earnings multiple of 20, 75% of 75% net income of gross. And then obviously on the low end, we're looking at 88.58 possibly for them. Digihost has 25 million shares outstanding. They're one of the ones that have the lowest shares outstanding. So obviously we could see share dilution there. So like I said, we could see share dilution, which doesn't account into these numbers here. Market cap, current share price is 375. Market cap is 94 million. They are pretty much right now fully installed with all of their miners. The interesting part, obviously, based on all of this that they have and the price increases in Bitcoin, they could be making about 100 million this year. I have them at 97.8 million, which if you use the price to earnings multiple of 20, we're looking at 57.96, which I don't think is going to be that. I think we may be looking at maybe a 10 price to earnings multiple on them, because investors are looking for miners that are going to have huge increases in hash rate going forward. They're basically at their peak right now, fully installed, with no news of any new miners coming online, if that's the case. Let me know if there's some other news that I haven't seen yet. But on the low end, we're looking at 47, 43, so I'm guessing maybe half of that, so maybe $21 and $25 roughly per share price if they get up to this price, mainly because they have so little shares outstanding, and that's the reason why that's driving the price up. Let's take a look at DMG. DMG has 166 million shares out. They're currently at 59 cents. Market cap is about 100 million right now. They have these miners installed here. They got these coming in February through July. And then they got some more coming in from February to July as well of the 90 terahash miners. And then they got some 93 terahash miners from February to July as well here. And they did order the newest ones from Bitmain, the 140 terahash miners. Those are coming in from July through December. And then obviously we got those coming in as well from January to June of 2023, which I do not have those listed here because we're looking at 2022 numbers only. Take a look at the numbers here really quick. Okay, so based on that, I got them at making close to 96 million this year. And they're going to be at 1.3 exahash. And share price, we're looking at 867 to 650 roughly. Again, with these guys, they don't have a lot of miners coming online. Obviously, they're basically going to double the size that they are at now. But I'm guessing maybe a 10 price to earnings multiple would be adequate for them. So maybe between $4 and $3 a share on those guys, possibly. If we get 20 price to earnings multiple, that would be great. But I'm doing 20 to make it fair for everybody here. So let's take a look at Hive. Hive is got a lot of shares out, 384 million shares out. Current price is 229. They have a lot of miners that still haven't been installed that were supposed to be installed this year. So we got, let's take a look at these here. So they got miners from November and December that haven't been installed yet. Those are going to be installed. I have them installing in February and March. We'll see if that actually happens or not. Then they got ones from October, November, December of last year that haven't been installed yet. So I got those also installing, February, March, and April. Going forward, they have ones here as well from September and October. If we look at them here, and those are installed in February and March as well. And then we got some more miners here that are supposed to be installed in February or January through June. Some more from January to December here. And then we got some that are going to be July through December here. And then these as well from December. They were supposed to be installed in December of last year, but again, basically being installed in February, March, and April going forward. So those are how those numbers stack up. So with them, we got them at 394 million, almost 400 million this year. Possibly with the price earnings multiple of 20, we're looking at 1540, and then 1155 on the low end possibly for them. So, and then we're keeping track of obviously all of the increases in hash rate and miner as well. Let's take a look at HUT now. HUT is at 166 million shares outstanding. Current price is 661. We have all of these numbers here in Canadian for the most part, except towards the end we converted back into US dollars. So these miners here from February to December are going to be getting installed, and they are also mining Ethereum, which I forgot to mention that Hive is also mining Ethereum. So I'm giving them, I don't think I'm doing a good enough job on as far as predicting where Hive is or Ethereum is going to be at. So I just gave them the average of what they were mining in the last quarter, which is roughly around 6.1 million for that. And for HUT 8, I have them for GPU servers making approximately 2 million a month on those, possibly. So we'll see if that actually pans out or not. And then hosting revenue, I have them having some hosting revenue as well of 800,000 a month. So that's added to that bottom line here of the 291 million. Price earnings multiple, we're looking at 20 with a price target of possibly 26 to 19 in the middle range, and then on the low end, 1964. And that is obviously given that everything works out. Then Iris is at 55 million shares outstanding. Current price is 11.99. They have all of these miners installed here. I wonder if these 45 terahash miners are going to get dumped eventually, which I would think they would for the more efficient miners here. And then the other caveat to Iris is they reported these miners, the S19J Pros and the S19s, being delivered in Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4, but they didn't provide how much per month. So I have it at the first month being basically a third of them, the second month being 2/3 of them, and then finally the third month being all of them being installed. So that's how I worked that out. Hopefully that works out. So with them, I have them mining $372 million worth for the year. With the price earnings multiple of 20, we're looking at 101. With the 25% discount, we're looking at $76.07 on the low end. So that's where we have them at. And then Marathon is at 102 million shares outstanding. Current price is 28.49. They have obviously a lot of miners getting installed, which will be interesting to see if they can actually pull it off, and it's a lot. But here's what we got so far. So these numbers here, this is a big one here, 63,000 in December. This was reported back in December 28th of 2020 that they're going to get 7,000 installed in July, which looks like they did. They got it, got a partial order of 1,350, and then the final order of 5,650. And then I don't know about the 63,000 if those are going to get installed in one large chunk, if they're on the way, or if they're going to get installed in batches of 3,000, whatever it's going to be for each month. So this is a big caveat here. This could be obviously way off. If you know any details on that, I would appreciate it. If you have anything as far as how many are going to be installed each month, or if they're just going to be a large lump sum getting installed someplace, that would obviously affect the numbers here. What else do we have here? So the S19J Pros, we got them from January to June, and then they also obviously ordered a bunch of the new 140 terahash miners from Antmain. Those are coming in supposed to from July to December, so we got all that added in here as well. And based on that, we have them possibly making $1.5 billion this year if the numbers hold up the way they are. So that would give us a price of $224 with a price earnings multiple of 20. They might be a lot higher than that. They could be a 30, 40 multiple on this, basically because of their huge increase in hash rate. And then on the low end, we're looking at $168 possibly. But I'm guessing they're going to give a lot higher multiple than the 20 here. The last two is Mawson. Mawson has 69 million shares outstanding. Current price is $525. They have all of these here installed. The only ones that are coming in here are the ones in February through April. And then they got the ones from January to June coming in. And then that's it for those. but they do have quite a bit of them coming in through here, which is going to give them a nice little boost in hash rate here. So they're starting out basically at 1.43 exahash, and they're going to be at almost 3 exahash by the end of the year, so double their hash rate where they are right now. So I got them at 240 million, 20 price earnings multiple of 20. We're looking at 52.30, and then on the low end, we're looking at 39.22 possibly. And then finally, Riot. Riot has 116 million shares outstanding. Current price is at $20.36. Riot has a lot of miners also getting installed. They have a lot already installed. I think my original thought was that the ones highlighted in yellow here were the ones that are going to be in the immersion cooling part of it, which is, I think, what did they provide on that? That was going to be, let's see here, 46,000 miners. We're going to get immersion cooling, which could increase their speed by 20, 25, 30% increase. We just don't know yet. We'll have to wait and find out what they actually are able to do with those. But they got those coming in through October 2nd here. And then they got the S19J Pros coming in from May through October. And then I also bought some more of the XPs, the 140 terahash miners. Those are coming in from July to November. And then we got some more here ordered from July to December as well. I also have them hosting, basically 3 million on hosting each month from other companies hosting with them. Excuse me, so that's included as well. So add that all up, and we're at 805 million for gross revenue. Looking at a stock price of $103, and on the low end at 77.71. So obviously a lot of data here. This is obviously going to play out the way I have it written out, where Bitcoin goes up in price X amount each quarter, and then the hash rate goes up as well. But is that realistically going to happen? Probably not. But this is just kind of my estimate of where things could be. It is not written in stone anywhere or anything like that, so we'll see where it ends up at. I'll take this obviously towards the end of this year, and we'll do a comparison, see where we actually ended up at and what I actually had them up. And it'll be kind of interesting to see how far off I was or how close I was. But let's get back into numbers here. So if we look at the miner comparison, we got all of these guys here. So here's the low end and the high end numbers. So Argo, obviously, low end is 488. Argo is 651 for the mid, 813 for the high. Bitfarms is 24 for the low end, 32.95 for the mid, and 41.18 for the high. And then obviously you can see all these numbers down here. You can take a screenshot of it if you like. Also, all of my spreadsheets that I use, the numbers, everything like that is on my Patreon page. If you guys want access to it, it's there. Obviously, helps me out with your guys' support there. And what else did I want to show you guys here? Oh, the estimated increase in price based from where we are right now. If we look at just the middle range, 651, so the middle range on all of these, to from where they are right now, we're looking at 471% increase for Argo. Bitfarms, oops, no, it wasn't supposed to happen. There we go. So 668% for Bitfarms increase. Cleanspark is 1351. Digihost 1446. DMG is 1370. Hive is 572. Hut is 296. Iris is 746. Marathon is 689. Mawson is 896. And Riot would be a 409% increase. So these over here, I think, are a little bit high, basically because we're using the 20 price to earnings multiple, where they probably should be getting only maybe 10 or something like that, towards the lower end of that. But to be fair, like I said, I'm giving everybody 20 price to earnings multiple. So that's it. A lot of numbers, as always. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think of down in the comments below. I love chatting with you guys down there. Let me know if you think I'm crazy or if you kind of agree with me that this is kind of where we might be at the end of the year. But I do love the comments down below, so let me know. That's it. That's all I got for you guys. Hope you guys had a great weekend. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then,